Hey there, District 9 5A sports fans. You're watching the K&C Masterpiece. This is Kevin Hagelin. I'm Corey Majors. Lots happened at Texas Stadium over the weekend. And as you can see on our little board here, exactly what we wrote last week is exactly what happened. You got all these games on the board: Rowlett versus Allen, South Garland versus Wiley, Plano versus Rockwall, Naaman Forest versus Plano West. Kevin, everybody on that side of the board's gone. Explain that to me real quick.
Well, I can't really explain it how I want to because I'll get your wrath again. So, what I'll say is this. 10-5A whooped the bejesus out of 9-5A over the weekend. How it was going to break down, logically, Allen's a lock to win, Plano's a lock to win, South Garland's probably a lock to win. I thought the tipping point would be Plano West and Naaman Forest, and that game was really competitive, but Rowlett shocked the world, shocked the Metroplex, let's say.
Yeah.
And they beat Allen earlier in the morning, so it ended up being 3-1 in favor of District 10-5A. I don't think anyone would have saw that coming. We've been hyping this district up all season. Maybe we overrated them.
Well, you got the number 3 team ranked in the state, Allen. They're going up against Rowlett, who was the 4 seed out of District 10-5A coming into that match. You didn't think that Rowlett was going to have a chance. Those Eagles weren't supposed to beat those Eagles.
Especially since Allen had already beaten Rowlett by 19 points earlier in the season, beat him twice last year. There's no way. Rowlett jumps out to a 30-point lead. I'm driving back from San Marcos doing the state volleyball tournament. Corey's sending me text message updates. Said it's 23-0 Rowlett, then it's 30-0 Rowlett. I was just waiting for him to send me another one that said, I'm just kidding, Allen's head 30-0. And then I thought, well, that makes more sense. But it never came, and they lost. And I still don't understand. Look, Katy and South Lake Carroll are in Division 2, all right? Those are the top 2 teams in the state. Guess who's number 3? It's Allen. We just told you that. They have to be considered the favorites to win the state championship. Not only are they not winning the state championship, they lost in the first round to a team that was 5-5. Shocking. Let's move on to the second game.
Second game of the day, I went home during that game. It was South Garland and Wiley.
Nobody cares. South Garland won. The end. South Garland won 40-21. South Garland's got a good team. They're 10-1 now. I saw them tear up Plano West. Final score was 28-21, but that's only because Plano West got 2 touchdowns in garbage time. This is a good South Garland team. Not surprised. Wiley, they were a fringe playoff team. Lucky to be there. Good for them. They made the playoffs. They're done.
Nick Florence pretty much put it on them during that game. Plano and Rockwall was the third game.
Do you want to save that one to the last one? Because that was just...
If you want to talk, we can go. We can sit. We're going to go ahead and push that. We're teasing you on this one, so now you have to keep watching if you want to hear anything about Plano and Rockwall.
Plano West, Naaman Forest.
That game was a snoozer to me.
Okay.
Until the last.
In the first half, it was a snoozer. At halftime, it was 3-3. Neither offense could get anything going. Second half, explosion. First half combined for 6 points. Final score, 24-20. That means they had 38 points in the second half. Both offenses stepped it up. The defenses, they had some problems containing after the first half. But once again, it's Plano West. So guess what happens? The game gets decided in the last 10 seconds. Always happens. Happened in their last 6 games. Happens again. Grant Rosner gets the start. He does a service.
Talk a little bit about Sweeney. How did Sweeney do in this game? Did we expect to see him have the kind of game he had?
Well, I didn't know he would get this many carries. I think he got 19 carries, somewhere in the neighborhood of 85 to 90 yards, had 2 touchdowns. This is his first game at running back all season. Comes at a huge time. He played really well. However, he also had a fumble at Plano West's 6-yard line that it didn't cause their loss. That's false. But it did allow Naaman Forest to put some more points on the board. That was a tough break right there. But Sean Sweeney scored 2 touchdowns as a running back, also had an interception. He had a huge game. No way Plano West stays in this, if not for him. Grant Roser, he had a good first start of the season. He almost led them. They were down inside the 20 with clock ticking down. 4th and 11, he couldn't find an open receiver, decided to make a run for it. He got taken down. But I do want to say one other thing. Plano West loses. They haven't had any success in the playoffs, but they went up against a good Naaman Forest team. Jonathan Miller, the running back for Naaman Forest. Holy cow, is he good. The word going around is that he might have had an injured calf, but man.
Didn't play like it.
If that was him being anything less than 100%, I'd be terrified to face him the rest of the way. You knew he was getting the ball every time. They'd load up the box, still couldn't stop him. He would get a couple people on him, wiggle up, get those extra couple of yards.
That Plano West defense was known all season for stopping the run.
Oh, absolutely. Jonathan Miller had a great game. He is the reason that Naaman Forest wins this game. So there you go. They lost. District 9-5A loses all 3 of those games. The one game they won is the best game of the day. Take us in.
Yeah, exactly. And if any of you folks out there have some Halls or some Ricolas, send them our way. Kevin needs them. He's had a little bit of a cough. He's got
Don't jinx it. I made it so far.
Yeah, he has made it so far, but it's all right. Going on to Plano Rockwall, though, that game, you knew it was going to be a shootout the entire time because, hey, you got Braden Smith. He's a quarterback who can throw the ball. You got a powerful offense in Plano's offense. They're able to do what they can do with the running game and with Carson Meager. Meager's able to throw. Meager's able to also run as well. So you knew that it was going to be a big offensive game. This team combines for 77 points in
Yep.
the game. Rockwall had over 400.
Had 490
yards of offense completely as an offense there. So it was a big game. All right, going in the last minute and a half. Rockwall has a chance to tie the game up at 42-42, and I'm sitting there looking, and I see the kid, Braden Smith, drops back, throws it deep. Nobody else, even 10 yards from Miller. Miller catches the ball, starts sprinting downfield. He's about to tie the game up. All of a sudden, pulls up lane, falls on the ground, rips his hamstring. Kid's done for the rest of that game for sure.
Can I point something out? He's a senior.
He's a senior.
So he's done.
He's done it. He's done at Rockwall, and then
He held on to the ball though. We need to talk about that. He pulled up, grabbed the back of his hamstring, fell to the ground, held on to the ball. He loses the ball, game's over right there. Held on to the ball. They're still only 16 yards away. How did someone describe it to us earlier today? What happened?
Somebody described it to us as Plano Mystique, and that means that this little Plano school. What am I saying? This Plano school has an aura about itself that is completely supernatural to what we all know as humans. All right, and it has something else going on, and that somebody just pointed down and tapped him on the back of the leg, and he fell over. And then there were 2 interceptions.
That's why there are holes in the roof. So you can reach in and poke
little holes in the roof. And then there were the 2 interceptions at the very end of the game. Somebody picked that ball up just like Hero, and Heroes picked it up and moved it. Went right in the hands of LaRon Kelly. Flag. Next one goes in the hands of Justin Collins. Game.
And the flag was on Justin Collins.
The flag was on. That's
so
strange.
Right when it looked like he might cost them the chance to at least get out of that game without overtime, next play, bam, interception, Justin Collins, who actually I think recovered a fumble earlier in the game too.
Yep.
Huge game for him. We haven't mentioned it. It's going to make some people angry. Huge game for Rex Burkhead.
Rex Burke had 195 yards rushing, and I said 5 touchdowns. That's one more than Terrell Owens had the next day at Texas Stadium. I don't know what our cameraman keeps signaling to us back there, but it's kind of screwing up my mind right now.
So Rex Burke had 5 touchdowns, but at the end of the day, in a game that had 77 points, 850 yards offense, it turned out being the defense that stepped up. And I'm gonna get into something real quick. I didn't tell you I was gonna do this, but you know what? Plano defense, step up and show me something, all right? This was probably your worst game of the season. Oh, we gave up 35 points against Allen. You know what? It should have been 42, if not for the freak injury, Plano Mystique, whatever you want to talk about. Because with Allen losing, Plano may have thought they could beat Allen before, but now Plano is the favorite to win this region, make it to the semifinals. Plano defense needs to step up and help this team because this team has a chance to win a state championship. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they have to be considered one of the favorites right now, and it's not going to happen with that defense that they have. They don't have the same kind of offense that Allen does where they can get away with anything defensively. That is until Saturday. Step up, Plano defense. They need to show something because if you do, you might be looking at an 8th state championship, and that goes up on the water tower.
All right, now you look over here, you see all these schools that we stopped caring about as soon as all those teams lost to them, and now you got Plano left. Plano goes up against none other than Mesquite, who they played in the first game of the regular season. So
what was the final score of that game?
That was 31-13. You got a little bit of a deja vu going on because they played Rockwall in their scrimmage game. Now they're going up against Mesquite in their all that stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
well, we can get into a specific breakdown there. I like playing
that coming up. Is that coming up in the next couple of days? Or are we gonna have a?
I think it will.
We're gonna have another video coming up.
Stay tuned to the website.
Stay tuned to same bat channel and all that good stuff. Anything else you got?
That was an excellent wrap up there.
Yeah, it was. We want to send out a little shout out to a good friend of ours. He is one of our best fans. His name's Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges. Isn't he he's the guy from the Big Lebowski, right?
That is the dude.
He's the dude. Jeff Bridges. Thanks a lot for watching. And
is that the same guy that you were trying to say heads up to last time and messed it up and listed the wrong name?
I think I got it right this time.
Interesting.
Jeff Bridges.
And for fans of continuity, look at our last video. See if that was really the order those teams were in.
Thanks for watching the K&C Masterpiece. Hope it tasted good.